The next speaker we have is Ahmad Safi from Palestinian Animal League. Ahmad is a Palestinian animal rights and veganism activist. He's founder and executive director of Palestinian Animal League. Palestinian Animal League works to improve the lives of people and non-human animals in Palestine. They deliver spay and neuter surgery for street dogs, provide veterinary treatment and care for working horses and donkeys, and work with young people to develop community-based animal and environmental protection projects. The title of Ahmad's talk is "What Suits Paris Doesn't Necessarily Fit Ramallah." So, Ahmad, over to you.
Yes, thank you. I am very glad that I am with our friend from Asia. It was something that they planned it when we were in Poland, and now it is something here in the ground. Thank you, George, for the introduction. So I would like to start from our experience that we faced it through 9 years of working. PAL has been established in 2011, and we have some experience with working with an international organization or with volunteers around the world. And with this experience, we have a lot of challenges. We have been facing many new ideas and many experience. So, as you can see from this picture, it does mean a lot for us, and it does mean a lot in our experience. Based on the things that we were facing, before I will start, I would like to, if you can, George, help us with some techniques. I would like to stick to 4 rooms, and I have some questions about it. How do you see? The first question is, what do you see in this image in the left? And the second group, I would like to have a question, maybe because the number is not that much, maybe each one can write it in a paper and can show us this his idea about what he can see in the left picture, and in the right picture, if we can describe this image in 1 word about the left picture. And the question 3, if we could describe the image of the right image in 1 word, and what do we see in this image? First, and second, I would like to tell you that it is not that much lecture. We will not talk. I will not talk that much. I hope no. But I would like that we can discuss many things together: domination, family, same, colonialism, love, oppression, and self-empowerment, racism. Well, while you are thinking and writing, there is something that we called it othering. Othering is something that have been, in the first time that we heard about it, it was from Edward Said about Orientalism. And it seems that the past, like the past of colonial system is viewed, but in different way. That the privileged people who are in Euro countries and Uncle Sam and oppression, this kind of saviorism and privilege, race and relaxation. So yes, there is some about the way that the people are dealing with the others. I'm sure that everyone have well intended, but there is the othering is continuing, and the oppression entire the peoples around the world. And I think that many people from the global north became accused and making solution for our socio-economic problems. And this solution have been developed based on the stereotypical Orientalist point of view. Like in many times we were thinking that there is someone who are sitting somewhere in the world and he thinks that he can solve the problem in Tokyo or Okinawa or even in Palestine. While we were in many times that we were thinking that this is not the right way to do it with your intention. And this is about, I have seen that there is a lot of this word of saviorism, and which is very important that we are thinking about this. There is a story I have I would like to tell you that this film called Avatar, and this Avatar who have been rescue a whole planet, and he was a fighter in the USA Army, and he was killing a lot of people in Iraq while they were trying to freedom Iraq from dictatorship. And after he become handicapped, and he go to save the new planet. This is the things that we have thinking that, and the idea that how to deal with ourselves, with the other people who are not able. And this is not only about something politics or something in many general issues, but it take a place in the animal rights movement or animal protection movement. Because when our organization starts trying to get a foreign aid, and this foreign money, not all, I don't want to like to generalize, it come with some agendas. And these agendas depend on their experience that they live it, and the way that they are seeing how the things it should be, and how the things it should be solved. So I would like also to think about like the idea of saviorism. It comes from an economical situation and a way that we are looking to the others who are Orientalist or in the South or in the first world, that they need the help. And there is too many difference between the using of the terms, which is help or support. And many times they mix between help and support, because help it comes from above, but support it comes from equal mentality and equal way of thinking. And help come from unlimited thoughts about the others who have this power, that those people who are needing this help and they cannot deal with themselves and they cannot deal with their own problems. We have repeatedly seen when donors claim superiority, and this is something that we are absolutely rejecting in our issues, in our work. As we see, this is an example of what we face. So there is an organization, it's called Fruitful, and we have been working with cups to take the cups from Gaza, from Ashabura refugees camp. And we were coordinating between the people in Gaza, and we were coordinating between the authorities in Gaza and the owner of Gaza, and also with the Egypt organization who were helping and their footing. Unfortunately, finally, after they take the cups from Gaza, all of the praise goes for the Israeli soldiers that we can see in these pictures. And this is the guy who were an international worker in their footings. And there was a huge thanks for the Israeli soldiers and the Israeli occupation around Gaza, that they allowed for the cups to go out from Gaza. Well, there was no any kind of mention about the work. And in this picture, we can see like there is a lot of hidden things in this picture that we are not seeing. First of all, Gaza have been under the siege since 2006. There is a lot of materials are not allowed. For hours of electricity period they can come. Many animals have been dead in 2000 2012 and 2014 war because they were starving. And what we saw in the media, like Daily Mail, that the most exotic animal zoo in the world, it is in Gaza, which is in Khan Yunis. But in this picture, that those people were thanking each other because they rescue those 2 cubs from the Palestinians who are in Gaza. And this is what we are thinking, that generalized. They were generalizing these things. While the only thing that the Israeli soldier did, that he opened the border, he opened the gate to let the animal go out. But did we ask our questions? Why is Gaza under the siege since 2006 and it is not allowed for anyone to go out from it? This is one of the things that we were thinking about it. So this is also, it is like entitled our work and our activities in Palestine. Now we will move to other subject, which is the methods, the methodology that we are working, and how this methodology are not, maybe we have the right as a people working in Palestine, and we know what we are. We have like enough experience in 9 years, and we have enough courage to think that we will not invent a wall, but we need to invent a wall fix and related to work in our street. If we can see this in this charts, that most of like there is a question. I would like also if you can type it for us. And this is a question. It is not an innocent question. Why do the countries that have the sum of the highest number of vegan also have the most meat consumption? This is one of the things, and I would like if you can share this with the chat with us. Why? This is the question that we have. Why do the countries that have the sum of the highest number of vegans also have the most meat consumption in the world? I have been thinking a lot about this, and this is one of the things that we were working about. Maybe the methods of spreading the veganism in their countries were not working well. Maybe this is one of the answers that we can. Yes. This is one of the answers that we can we were thinking about. There is a challenge that we face it. Yeah, there is something also based on the questions that you share, based on the answers that you are sharing with us. This is maybe the way, and now we will come to the power of the term and the way also. BAL is not abolitionism organization, and we were like challenging to not be abolitionism. We are not excluding, and we are not othering the non-vegan from the conversation and the activism in BAL. And this is one of the things that the people accusing us about this, that we can find that many people who are trying to help and working with the animals, but they are not until now are vegan, or they are thinking to be a vegan. And also we are not attacking them to not be a vegan. It is an open space that the people can come and think and chat together, and it is open space also for arguing and giving ideas. And well, this is about how we see that our work. Why BAL is not abolitionist organization? Because we cannot exclude non-vegans from the way that they are. Some people now might say how you can be an animal right or lovers while you are eating an animal. Yes, this is a question, and this is a very important question. But how if I attack you because you are eating animal? I should, what we are thinking, that we should in a closed area with everyone, so everyone can come and chat with us and think, and we will open our heart for the people who are need a solution or a questions, or even they want us based on the culture or the things. One of the important things that we need to know that eating meat and also the fast food diet here in Palestine, it came after the Palestinians left their land in 1948 from the food stamps that the United Nations were giving it for the Palestinian. Naturally, there was an vegetarian diets for the Palestinian before this. There is another idea that I would like to talk about it. Why it is about now, we were talking about the methods and how they feel that they are saviors and superior, but there is also the strength of the term and the sense of superiority. The concept, we were thinking a lot of concept that we are from, and if this concept are fit with us, and this concept, in my opinion, it gives a superiority for the one who are deal with it. If we can see here in this page that animal right in Arabic, this is what it's mean, and I'm sure, like it means an animal right by law, justice, and certainty to own its destiny. Animal welfare is compassion and mercy toward animals. Those the definitions, and those the definition in Arabic. But one of the things that I was thinking is, does the concept give you the power that they use it and you are inventing and this concept make you to invent the methodology that the people in Japan or in Albania or in Germany or in Australia or in Uganda or in Venezuela to act it based on this definition? Does this give you the power, or does this definition give you the power that it must be implemented in the way that you are thinking about it? And this is one of our question. The knowledge also, when you have this knowledge that you have it and you based it, like I know that since 100 years that there was an animal rights organization in UK or animal welfare organization or a dog shelter or something. But does this give you the power that this to implement your experience in UK? Does it fit in Palestine or in Ramallah? In Palestine, we have so much varieties and so much challenges are different from the situation in UK or in London. I have been working in. I have been in an international animal rights conference, and there is some of an activist asked me when BAL want to be an animal liberation organization. I was really I didn't know what does this word meaning, and they were talking about like to free the horses and animal from or donkeys from working in the land. And this was a question, and I was answered like based on the situation in Palestine and the landscape of Palestine. There is no choice for the people to use machines, and if they didn't use the animals and they didn't dig or they didn't work with the animals and tilling the land, they will not get their products from the land. And they played to me, okay, but what they are doing now, it is not by their choice. I have this question from one of our volunteers, and she was 14 and she was working in Youth for. She was a part of a Youth for Change project, and she have always asked me why we have the right to spay and neuter the dog. Did they have the choice? Did we have the choice to neuter and just come between these two questions. We didn't have the right to, and we didn't have, like the donkey or the horse didn't take a choice to work in the land, but also the dog and the cat didn't take a choice to be neuter and spayed. And also there is another question. They didn't take this choice to be a house animal. Like the dog didn't have a choice to be to not be like a wolf, or the cat didn't take a choice to be in a house. There was like this kind of question are giving us, and I'm thinking that everything that like many things that we are doing based on our own interest and the way that we are thinking toward the animal and what we think it is the best for the animal and the best for us. But we didn't ask the animal about their opinion and what they are thinking if we did neuter them. About superiority and about the power of the terms and how this organization or how this person have the power to use the term and to be a part of this term and other you because you are not fit in this term. We have been asking a donation, a grant to work with the Youth for Change project. Youth for Change project is one of our most important projects that we are working in this project to help the kids. We train a university student about some skills to work with kids, and then we target the kids in different areas, and we start work with them how to develop an initiative, how to feel what they think, what does it need in their country, and what is in their area, and what is the important. And we include about animal rights, about animal welfare, about veganism. And it was a shock for me when he said, no, this is an animal welfare project. It is not an animal rights project. So this to be included, if we need to work in this project, and this is exactly the project is based on that we need to treat not the symptoms of the animal, because the animal are facing all of the problems. It's because of us. If we are saving the animal themselves, that means that I am giving you paracetamol. So I am not giving you antibiotics. I am not solving or treating the exact reason, which is why the animal are abused in your area. There is a question I would like to see your answer now, if this is possible. Must we fit inside other categories or limited definitions? And do we need, as a BAL, to be an animal right or an animal welfare or animal liberation? And what if we didn't fit it in any of these categories? Does this mean that we are not fit in this activism world? This is very important questions, and why we have to be a part of one of those things. And if there is a border also, do we like if we are thinking that this is the border, if you exceed the border, so you will be out from this group and you will be enter this group. So like this is, I would like to see also some of your thoughts if this is important to work in a situation like Palestine. When you have a lot of challenges from occupation, for example, one of the challenges that it is not easy to find ketamine, which is an anesthesia that is used to make a spay or a neuter or to make an operation for the cat, or xylazine, because the Israeli didn't allow it. It is very hard to export some stuff like trap cages from outside. This is about the occupation. It is hard also to reach some areas to deal with the animals in some areas. So there is a different challenges that we are facing. Based on this and based on the thoughts that we are thinking and our methodology, that we don't need to fit in any one of those categories, we face, like, some of them are bad and some of them a good experience. And I want to repeat that I am not generalized, but this is something that also there is some accident and some actions happened through our way. It lights some lights in your brain and give you a lot of questions to think about it. Our experience with some of the international volunteers, that they believe that they have the answers without any considerations of differences of the local environment. Like, he come and said to you that we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you didn't do it, that means that, okay, we know that we have less expectations that you are not able. This is if he is good. This is what we are thinking, that if this person is good enough, that he will understand why we cannot do it. That because he already put low expectation that we are unable. But he don't put some limitation for himself, that why I should not look to the local environment and to the limitation that those people have it in Palestine. The other thing that we are facing, some ways and some ideas, and now we will come to like another subject based on the terms, and like some of the volunteers can say, how do you work with the people who are eating meat? Yeah, we are working with everyone, and we want to work with everyone because we don't want to exclude anything from our movement. Okay, but there is some rules in our organization that it is not allowed during our activities or during anyone who are being in the center of PAL or doing any activities outside of the center to put anything of we have a code of ethics to put anything related to animal and not use it anything from animal product. But the things that they have it, like, because they are international, they have they can influence other from Palestinian, because also, like, this is the way that we are thinking, and it is, I don't know if this is very close to the way that we are, this expression that I like, it is Stockholm syndrome. He is a colonialist, but he come in different shape. And then you will fall in love with this colonialist in his thoughts and the way that he are thinking, and he will come with you with very fresh and already made solutions, so you don't need to think. The other thing, that the power that they have, that they have access to the money, and also they have access to the to an English and to their language, to the foreign language that we need to reach some donors and some others. But this doesn't mean that we will cut our relation with any of the volunteers, but the volunteers must be in the same level of and using the concepts that it fit and implement the concepts that it fit our culture. Help, we don't accept help, but yes, we accept support. We accept colleagues. We accept to be in the same level, that you have an experience we need to share with us, and also we have another experience we need to share with you. And we need to stop thinking about that you are the one who create you are the one who create the wheel, and we cannot create the wheel. Maybe your wheel doesn't fit in our bad way in Palestine. Maybe we need to use our legs in the beginning. And based off this, there is this questions. I have been also outside of the country, and there was a demonstration to against crocodile leather in one of the countries. And when I go there, I show that the people get naked and they start getting naked and protest. And I was like, come on, if like why? I was asking why and why this and what works, for example, in this country doesn't work in Palestine. And there's also, you can take this maximum sample, and also you can go to the small samples. The other thing that if there is some people, if you remember, there is some people who are making similarity between the death human and the death of the animal. And I saw this in many areas. But this about this thing, we will come now about it later. But it is, does this, we can do it in Palestine, and does it fit in your country? And if we do this in Palestine, if we do this some kind of activities, now we'll come for another way of activities that we were like, there was an idea to do it in Palestine. Do you think that it will bring a good, reputation or a good, the outcome from it? And the impact of it, will it be suitable for Palestine, and can we handle the consequence also of it? About these terms, we will come to these questions, and I'm sure this is like one of like a trend questions. And I think we are accused to be not an intersectional organization. And yes, true, we are not an intersectional organization in the way that X or D or P pronounce what is the meaning of intersectional. Maybe you are intersectional in the way that we are thinking that it is an intersectional. And our challenge is to be an intersectional. It means maybe death or life or death, like the picture that we are facing here in this picture. This is one of the pictures of administration in the West Bank. So if we are not an intersectional organization in the way that in the white way, or in the superiorist way, or in the saviorist way, and we are Orientalist, and we are stereotypical way of an organization, that means because we are not. It's not because we are not an intersection organization. It seems that because we are not allowed to exceed the borders of intersectionality. We are not allowed to think out of the box that you put it for us about the definitions of the terms. We come to animal rights, animal liberation, and animal welfare, veganism, and intersectionality. If we think out of the box, or if we deal with these things in different way that you did it, does this mean that we are not? Or do you give me a certificate that I am not and this is who I am? This is one of the questions that also one of the things that we are facing in our country. There is a lot of things some people are doing, some vegan people or animal rights activists are doing, and it make a bad influence in our movement in Palestine. Like when you put a picture of a cow or of a sheep and put it beside a picture of a martyr in Gaza or in West Bank, and you can and then you said all life matters. Like this is a life for a martyr in my refugees camp, and there is a cow, and you can compare it. Why you need to compare? Does it important to it? What is the purpose that you are comparing between these two things? Why you cannot fight without comparing? And what is the impact that you needed by comparing? And this imagine, I have been, it was very not interesting in a good way, but it is not interesting, something I noticed. To compare, I saw that during the death of George Floyd in US, the black guy who has been, I cannot breathe, maybe most of you hear about it. And I saw that there is a picture that for a cow under the leg of a slaughterman, and they were comparing between George Floyd and the cow. Like, and then I am an animal rights activist, and I am the one who make the animal rights organization in Palestine, or Animal Protection Organization in Palestine. And I was angry from this picture. What about the other people? How will they think about it? I have a suggestion that we need to go to protest in Ramallah against Bits shop, and really, or against like shooting the dogs in the street. But yeah, there is a lot of protest in Ramallah happened, or in the refugees camp. It's because to free the prisoners, a funeral for a martyrs, and like for many things, there is a protest. And if we are a small number of protesters, it's okay, we can do the protest. But if we are a small number of protesters, how the people will think, how the people will, we will be something for sarcasm or iron, and they will think that we are low number of people who are fighting. Well, I think I have to finish. I have 14 minutes, but in the world, many people hear about our struggle under the Israeli occupation. Yet if someone never lived in Palestine or experienced the daily life under the occupation, they cannot empathize or understand fully the situation and the challenges here. And even if they want to do it, they do it from appetite, like sympathy. No, we know that you can't. They don't respect that this is the way that we are able, and maybe your way are not the way that we are, that we like it. What we have learned in Bal during this 9 years of working, we think that it is not something that to categorize ourselves and to put ourselves in. We start to promote the idea of animal welfare and protection in Palestine. And we don't want to identify ourselves with any of the categories that it is now exist in the world. And we don't need also to have or to create a new categories. So we will be like new categories to make more more cracks or more confusion to this environment. We thought that it is good to join an animal right only in the beginning, to discover later that the people expect you to exist in one category, not in the others. And we were thinking that split out into several directions had led to destruction and scattering of our efforts. And we believe that we should be doing what is the society need. Exactly. The needs of the society, the needs what the people are, and exactly in the way that we are thinking that we can addressing the issues. We are the people who can address the issues, not someone who are sitting in his office in UK or in Paris or something. We need to focus on the need rather than application of the theory. Focus what you need in your country. Don't think about the theory or the fight between Cambridge University or Champs-Élysées University about what is the differences between the two categories, or what is the difference between, and how this kind of categories can be run. And gaining the local community for me is very important. And because those are the people who are, and with those people who I want to fight and make the changes. I will not follow someone from Madrid or Spain or I don't know where and follow what he wants. Then I will find that he returned back to his countries while he didn't, and he is not able even to make any changes or to reduce the number of meat eaters, or to reduce or to stop bull fightings, or to stop mink killing in Denmark. And then I will start suffering from rejection from my community. My community is the one who I need to work. Treating the symptoms is not what I want. I want to start working with the cause. Since we started in 2011, we were the only, but now there were few but many small groups here or there are working to work with the animals, and they need also help. They need like direction, and they need, but that means that the idea are improving. It was like very few people who are vegan, and then now there is an idea are moving and you can talk about it. We will come to the question after that. I have like interesting questions. Well,
Ahmad,
yes.
Sorry. Let me know when you're done, and then we'll I'll send you the questions.
Yes. Yeah, this is the last slide. One of the important things that we don't want to generalize, because we have very, very great allies in this world, like Animal Australia or HSI, and we have a lot of friends also all around the world, from Europe or from US, from South America, from Asia, from Arab countries, from Morocco, Jordan, Egypt. We don't need to generalize, but it's happened. And it is good that we are sharing, and we believe that all of the people have well intention, but your well intention and good intention must be covered with a good attitude also. Understanding the other behaviors or the other, and or there is difference between understanding that they are not able to think, or understanding that their traditions and their communities and the way that they are thinking that it is better for them, it is totally different. This is like, I understand that you can't. I am sorry that I understand that you can't. This means come from you as a superior one, that, okay, you will learn in the future. This is like in a sarcastic way. But yes, I understand what you are thinking, and there is a lot of allies in that we are working with, who understand our way of work and accept it, and would like and trust us that we are doing what is suitable for our country. And we accept also, we accept differences, we accept another experience, we accept another ideas, and we can see if it is fit in Palestine or doesn't fit. And it will be very important to work with, like, to make this kind of community all around the world, but excluding you because you are not similar to this group or that group, this is not something that we are accepting. So thank you so much for listening, and here I finish, and I would like to go with the question. I would like, if you can see more, there's an article will be soon on Bell website about what's suit in Ramallah. doesn't necessarily fit what suit Paris doesn't fit Ramallah. You can see our website, and there is our social media, Facebook, Instagram. You can follow us, and you can follow our work. We accept any donations to our work, and there is so many projects are coming in the future, and I hope that it will be like trying to solve a little part of our problems here with the animal. Thank you so much.
So Amruta from India asks, in your experience, what have been some of the most effective ways to communicate in your context? And Monica from Japan asks, what are realistic goals for animal rights activists in the Palestinian context? I know it's not much time, but if you're able to maybe summarize in a minute or two.
Well, I think the realistic and animal right or animal protection thing is to treat the cause of the suffering of the animal, not the symptoms. And by doing this, you have to go to your community and see what is accepted for them, and any way that you need to use it for them to deal with this. I cannot tell you that what is the right thing here from Palestine. I'm sure that you are, and your community are the people who are able to see what is the right way to do it in community. And you can use all goodwill intention ways that are good to do this. And about what is the other question?
Well, realistic goals maybe for people based in Palestine and also people from the outside who are interested.
The real goals. Well, one of the real goals for Bell that we don't need to wait until end the occupation to make a civil community. Bell must be like or animal protection movement. It must be a social movement in Palestine, not an organization. And the people need to think that being under occupation doesn't give us an excuse to abuse an animal. The second thing, if we want to build a civil society in each country, not only in Palestine, we have to respect other beings and the weak beings and the speechless beings. And sometimes, and many times, we are thinking like really many questions that come to me, or many hopes that we would like that the people will treat us in other countries that they treat that we will be treated like animals from different people around the world, and we are all equal. This is our in Quran, in the Holy Book of Islam. So I think this is the main way. We are all of us are equal. All of us worth to live in a good condition.
Ahmad, thank you so much for such an inspiring message. Lots of the people saying thank you to you in the chat. We're all very grateful for you to share your time, your knowledge, and your experiences with us. For anyone who's interested in getting in touch or following the work of PAL, please check out the website. And for now, please everyone join me in thanking Ahmad for his great talk.
Thank you so much.